I woke up with arms wrapped around me. I looked behind me and I was laying on top of Lawrence, who was holding on to me. His eyes fluttered open and he smiled at me. "How are you?" he asked. "Fine," I stuttered. "Good morning, Stutter King." Hey, don't call me that. I had to stutter again. We got up and walked to the kitchen. "What do you want to eat?" he asked. "I don't care," I answered. "Okay, pancakes it is," he exclaimed in his normal happy expression. "Where are Dante and Travis?" I asked. "Travis went to Zayn's to help him out for you, and I have no idea where Dante is." "Maybe asleep?" he answered. "It was nice of the three of you guys to care about me and my brothers. I don't deserve friends like you guys," I said. Lawrence looked away and whispered something. "What?" I asked. Nothing," he stuttered. "Lawrence, is something bothering you? Tell me now." "Gareth, I'm fine." "Are you sure? You have been muttering things to yourself lately." There was a pause. I stood up and hugged him. "You better not be shaming yourself, Lawrence," I said, hugging him tightly. I, I'm not, Lawrence. Please don't do this to yourself. You're beautiful and amazing. You will never be alone. Please don't think these thoughts of yourself," I said, looking into his bright blue eyes. A smile painted his reddish-pink face. "Did a fairy leave its dust on your face because you're all pinkish red?" I joked. He blushed even more. "Yeah, Garth. Of course that's logical," he chuckled, rolling his eyes. Then I noticed something. Whenever I'd call him my friend, he would look away and mutter to himself. Whenever I would hug him or compliment him, he would turn completely red. Did he? No, Lawrence is straighter as a ruler. "What are you thinking so deeply about, Garth?" he asked. Pancakes," I stuttered. I should tell him I was thinking of him. That would be weird. "Well, I would continue making them if you released me from your bear hug," he joked. My face heated up. I forgot I was still hugging him. I let go of him and he continued to make pancakes. I sat down and waited. A while passed and he turned to me. He gave me an awkward stare. Uh, um, Garth, are you staring at me?" he stuttered. "What?" I snapped into reality. I nodded. I noticed I had been staring at him the whole time. He walked over to me and whipped my nose with his hand and showed me. There was blood in his hand, which meant I had a nosebleed from staring at him. I stuttered. He washed his hand off. "I'm so sorry," I stuttered again. It's okay." He looked down. Wait, was he smiling? I slowly opened my eyes and saw something I thought I'd never see. I was laying down with Zayn on top of me. He was resting his head on my chest and his arms were wrapped around me. I just sat there and looked at him, trying to believe that this was real. His head moved and looked at me. He sat up and pulled up his mask. He stuttered. Hi," I said. "Why are you blushing?" the raven-haired asked. "Why are you blushing?" I asked. He pulled his mask higher and climbed off me. "Uh, let's go eat," he said. "Okay, stutter prince," I grinned. Shut up," he stuttered again. We walked to the kitchen and grabbed cereal to eat. "Did you sleep okay? You know, with all the lightning?" I asked. "Well, I surprisingly slept pretty well." He blushed even more. "Wait, did he like sleeping on top of me?" After finished eating, I stood up and grabbed both of the bowls. "Let me put them away," I said. Thanks," he said as I went to put them inside the dishwasher. When I turned around, he was looking at me. "Are you staring at me, perv?" I joked. What? No, of course not, he stuttered. I walked over and messed up his hair. Sure. I grinned at sat across from him. Zayn fixed his hair and looked away awkwardly. He looked back at me. Why are you staring at me? He stuttered. I'm staring at, the wall. I said, embarrassed. Yeah, I have quite a beautiful wall, don't I? He joked. You also have quite a beautiful face. He stared at me. Travis? What? I asked. You called my face beautiful, he stuttered. I covered my face with my hands. Oh my, Irene, I was thinking out loud. I'm so sorry, I said. It's okay. It's nice. It's kind of nice to hear a compliment, Zayn said. There was a pause and I looked at him. So, if you were thinking out loud, then that means you think I'm beautiful? He said. He looked into his eyes. He gazed into mine. Whoa, those eyes are so lovely, he whispered so quietly I barely heard him. Zayn? He just realized he was thinking out loud. Oh my, Irene, sorry. He looked down. I like your... Well, I as well. He looked up at me and smiled. Thanks. No problem, I answered, reflecting his smile. Zayn, are you feeling okay? I asked. Yeah, why? Well, you never take compliments, and especially from me. Why are you being so nice to me? I asked. Well, he paused. Well, you did something nice for me last night, so I should repay the favor by being kind. He finished. I could tell in his voice and in the pause that there was an excuse. There was another reason. I opened my eyes slowly and saw someone's neck. I looked up to their face. Morning, Vlad, Dante said. I just noticed I was sitting on his lap with my arms around. Hi. I'm sorry, I replied. For what? Being useless and afraid of everything. I looked down, away from him. Dante lifted my chin, forcing me to face him. Oh, Vlad, I don't care. It just gave me more time to hang out with you. He smiled. Then he whispered something that I could barely hear, but could make out a bit. Plus, you're cute when you're scared. Cute? I stuttered. Oh, you heard that? I nodded. You should be aware of it, he said, messing up my hair. I climbed off his lap and fixed my hair. Glad that storm is over, I sighed happily. Yeah, storms are annoying, plus they scare people I care about. So screw storms, he said. Yeah, screw storms, I chuckled. He walked into the kitchen to grab something to eat. We grabbed some cereal and sat down. Did you sleep well? Okay. With me sitting on your lap at all, I asked. I slept perfectly. What about you? The brunette replied. The weird thing was I hadn't slept that well in so long, and it was a storm outside. That made no sense to me. Maybe it was Dante? But I can't tell him that. It would be awkward. Good. The storm was kind of annoying and scary, though, I half-lied. I feel so bad. For what? Well, you have the fear, and I can't do anything about it. He looked down and muttered something to himself. I took a deep breath. I lied, I said. What? He looked up at me. I've never slept that well in ages. Usually when it's a storm out, I don't sleep at all. Dante, something about you made my fear go away, I said softly. I looked into his ocean blue eyes. Really? I nodded. Why didn't you tell me before? I thought you would think I was weird. He touched my face. Vlad, you're not weird. You're perfect. You're more perfect than I am. Oh, please, Vlad. You really think that? You're more perfect. Then we started an argument about who was more perfect until I gave in and agreed with him, even though he was more perfect. Then Dante had to leave. I didn't really want him to leave, but Garth would maybe get suspicious. I opened the door to house. I saw Garth and Lawrence sitting in the couch together. Hey guys, I said. How's Zane? Is he okay? Garth questioned. Zane is doing pretty well. I helped him with the storm thing, I answered. Thank goodness. Thanks so much, Travis, he said. No problem. Suddenly behind me the door opened. Hey Dante, where were you? I asked. Yesterday Vlad wanted me to come over, he said. I looked him up and down. I could tell when he was lying. Oh, Irene, is he okay? Garth asked, concerned. Yes, he's doing amazing. He told me I helped him a lot, Dante answered. Garth let out a sigh of relief. 1 second, I said and pulled Dante into my room. What really happened? I don't know what you're talking about. I rolled my eyes. Dante, I know when you're lying. What happened? I asked. Well, Vlad called me and we talked for a while. Then he got really scared and made like a whimpering sound. I thought he was being murdered or something, so I ran over and stayed the night. He explained. Makes sense. So, did you have fun? I grinned. What do you mean by that? Oh boy, you know exactly what I mean. Travis, I really hate you. Come on, did you do anything? I tell you what happened with me and Zayn. Fine. Well, basically cuddled him with him the whole night. When we woke up, he was sitting on my lap, and he told me that he slept better than everyone he was with me. Oh, that's so cute. Well, kind of like yours. I cuddled Zayn and he didn't kill me. When I woke up, he was sleeping on top of me, and guess what? He complimented my eyes. What? Really? Yep. Damn, that doesn't sound like Zayn. I know, right? I complimented him as well, and he accepted it. Wow, wait. Travis. What? Do you like Zayn as a friend? He shook his head no. I looked down and blushed. Maybe. Aw, it's like the emo and the flirt. That's so cute. Well, do you like Vlad? His face turned red. Yes, the brunette answered. Aw, you guys are so cute together. I cued. Just shut up, Mr. I Love Zayn, he teased. Shut it! Garth might kill us for liking his brothers. I shushed him. We were just about to leave when Dante said, Do you think Lawrence likes Garth? I don't know. Why do you think so? Whenever Garth calls him a friend, Lance mutters to himself. And if you notice, I think he's trying to work on his appearance. And he pushes a lot around him, Dante explained. That makes so much sense. You're a freaking genius, Dante, I said, patting his back. He did a sassy hair flip. I know. Dante, don't get full of yourself. I rolled my eyes. We left the room and sat next to Garth and Lawrence. So, what are you two doing? I asked. Just watching TV, Lawrence answered. I noticed how close him and Garth were sitting next to each other. I looked at Dante and grinned. He reflected the grin. So, what did you two do last night? Dante asked. Being scared to death, Garth said. Helping Garth. Lawrence said, How did you help him? I asked. A pink hue dusted their cheeks. Well, what did you do to comfort Zayn? Garth asked. I couldn't just tell him I snuggled with his brother. That would be weird, and he would kill me. I, made cupcakes with him. I said, What about Dante? What did you do with Vlad? Lawrence smirked. Well, we watched Netflix, the brunette answered. I know that isn't what they did, but I didn't want to get my best friend killed. I thought the power went out, though, Garth said. For some reason, Vlad had power, Dante said. I could tell he was lying. Lucky him, I replied, trying to help Dante out. So, what did you guys do? I grinned at Garth and Lawrence. I know what they did, Dante spoke up. I looked up at him. When I was leaving from Black House, I saw them cuddle all snuggled up together asleep. He smirked. The two blushed like hell. Aw, that's cute. I teased. Lawrence looked about ready to slap me and Dante. Shut up! Garth spat, embarrassed. My phone buzzed. Zayn was texting me. Hey, thanks again, Zayn. Travis. No problem. So, what's up? Just talking with the guys. Dante was helping Vlad. Is he okay? Dante said he was doing great. He better have not gotten touchy with him. Zayn, you're becoming just like Garth. What? How? You stutter all the time around me, and you're really overprotective of Vlad. It's nothing like that gorilla known as my brother. Sure, stutter prince. I noticed all three of the boys looking over my shoulder. I'm not a gorilla, Garth said. So he stutters, huh? Dante whispered to me. Shut up, I whispered, shouted back. Don't call me that. Fine. And I don't stutter a lot. You always stutter when I talk to you. Oh, shut it. Well, the guys are over my shoulders watching me text you, so I should go. Just slap them and move on. Wait, are you saying you want to continue to text me? Well, I bet if this was a call, you would be stuttering right now. Shut up! Fine, guess what? What? Garth was cuddling with Lawrence. Hey, don't text him that! Garth yelled. Too bad, already sent it. I grinned. What? Yeah, sadly I didn't see. I must have been so cute. I'm gonna kill that perp. What? Zayn? Zayn! I heard a loud knock on the door. I rushed over and slowly opened the door. Move! Zayn growled, pushing me out of the way. He stomped over to Dante and Lawrence. You two better not be disgusting with my brothers, he yelled. See what I mean? You're just like Garth, I said, crossing my arms. No, I'm not, Zayn growled. He turned back to the two and continued to scream at them. I wrapped my arms around Zayn and pulled him backwards. Travis! Calm your pants down, mister. Shut up and let me go, Travis, he yelled, trying to pry himself from my grip. Nope, sorry, but no little stutter prince, I said, holding him back. I said don't call me that, he yelled. Then I noticed Lawrence and Dante's share a grin. I moved closer and looked at Zayn's face. He was blushing like crazy. Why are you blushing? I asked. I'm not. Just let me go, he yelled. I saw Garth look me up and down. Take a picture, Garth. Why don't ya? Zayn, I will only let you go if you don't hurt or yell at them. No, just let me go. He tried to escape, but I was stronger than him. Zayn, fine. He looked down and I released him. Zayn, you need to stop being so overprotective. They can do what they want. That goes for you too, Garth, I said. Fine. The nugget, I mean Zayn, muttered. Garth grumbled something to himself. Lawrence and Dante looked relieved that they didn't die today. Okay, how about we all watch Netflix and forget that this happened, I suggested. They all agreed to sit down. I'll go get something for us to eat, I said, and walked away.